Isolde notices a blackened vein creeping up her wrist, the first sign of soul-chill progression. The blackened vein was no thicker than a thread. Isolde stood alone in the vast hall, the hearthstone's sickly glow casting everything in shades of bruised purple. She'd come to the estate's eastern wall, where the shadows pooled deepest, away from the portraits with their watching eyes. Her right wrist caught the faint luminescence, a single dark line running from her inner wrist toward her elbow, pulsing with a rhythm that wasn't her heartbeat. She pulled her sleeve up to her shoulder. The vein branched like frost spreading through marble, each tendril no wider than a hair, but vivid against her pale skin. Where it passed, the flesh looked drained, bloodless. She pressed her opposite fingers against it and felt nothing, no pain, no warmth, just a profound cold that seemed to radiate from inside the vein outward, as if winter lived in her veins now. It's spreading, the cold. It moves through me like winter through a corpse. The words left her mouth before she could stop them. She was alone. The hall stretched empty in both directions, the grand staircase a broken spine leading into darkness above. Yet the moment she spoke the curse aloud, she felt it settle more firmly into her bones, as if naming it gave it weight. Isolde traced the vein with her opposite hand, watching it pulse with that sickly luminescence. Each pulse seemed to push the darkness further up her arm. She counted the beats, 3, 4, 5, before the line dimmed again. The progression was visible, measurable, a countdown written in her own flesh. A sound echoed from the main hall beyond, footsteps on stone, measured, deliberate. He had a way of announcing himself without speaking, the very air seeming to hold its breath when he drew near. Isolde pulled her sleeve down, though she knew the gesture was futile. He would see what he wanted to see, he always did. The footsteps stopped, then his voice came, smooth as silk drawn across a blade. "Embrace it, Lady Isolde, let the darkness claim you fully. Together we shall be unstoppable." He emerged from the shadows beyond the archway, his form coalescing like fog given shape. His eyes, those polished onyx eyes, glinted with something that was either hunger or triumph. He stepped closer, and the temperature in the hall dropped further. Isolde's breath misted before her face. "You feel it, don't you?" His voice wrapped around her like chains. "The power that comes with the hollowing. Why resist? Why cling to the weakness of your mortality when divinity awaits?" Isolde's fingers curled into fists. She straightened her shoulders, pulling herself to full height, though he still towered above her. The blackened vein pulsed again beneath her sleeve, a reminder that every moment in his presence accelerated the curse's work. Every touch would deepen it further. "And lose myself to the void?" She met his gaze directly, refusing to look away. "I will not be your puppet, Lord Nachtmar." His smile widened. "You think you have a choice." "Every moment I remain near him it deepens," she said quietly, not sure if she was answering him or herself. "This is the bargain's true price." She turned away from him, her black cloak swinging like a blade. The motion was instinctive, a need to move, to create distance, to feel something other than the spreading cold in her veins. She pressed her palm against the rough stone of the wall, gripping it so tightly that mortar dust crumbled beneath her nails. Behind her she heard him laugh, a sound like wind through a crypt. "Run if it pleases you," he said. "But you're already mine, Isolde. The vein will reach your heart before the moon wanes, and when it does you'll understand that resistance was always an illusion." His footsteps receded, the cold lifting marginally as he withdrew, but the vein remained. It pulsed, it spread. Isolde opened her fist and stared at the dust on her palm, at the blackened thread creeping up her wrist beyond the edge of her sleeve. 24 hours perhaps, maybe less. The math was simple and terrible. She had to move, had to act. The curse was no longer something happening to her. It was a clock ticking downward, and she was running out of time to find how to stop it. The estate walls seemed to breathe around her, waiting, watching. She pulled her sleeve down and stepped back into the shadows, already calculating her next move.